Hi, my name is Mary Udell, and I'm one-third of the editorial staff for this wonderful booklet, Hudson is a Summer Festival. We're in our 7th year. My husband Dan and Alexis Keith and I are the editorial board. We're very excited. We selected 3 high honor roll kids to be part of our team, so we're calling it our junior editorial board, and we're excited about that. There is so many things. The kids have 4 libraries are in the book. The Blue Hawk Nation after school program is in the book. This a diverse thing. I mean, the kids, Kite's Nest, I'm sure you've heard of Kite's Nest, the summer food run, Imperfect 10, and then Olana is in the book. Hawthorne Valley Farm is in the book. Kids can learn to cook, and there's just so much, you know. And the libraries are so great. We have 4 libraries now: Livingston, Hillsdale, Claverack, Hudson, and I believe one more, but I can't think of it. And last year we had the New York Golf Park, which was new to the area, and we had a lovely page from them, and I'm sure it's a drive-in, great thing. And for those of you who would like to donate, and we appreciate it, because the book is expensive to do, and you can donate by a GoFundMe, which is on a banner on your computer. You will see that. And then or you can send a check to Dan Udell, 397 Old Route 82, Taconic, Quarryville, New York, 12521. Or call us 518-851-7044. We look forward to seeing you at one of these programs this summer, or at one of the events, like at the Waterfront Park, the Operation Unite. Elena Mosley's group has a wonderful summer festival, and hope you'll all be there. And I hope you.
This is the informal meeting for April 10th, 2017. Copies of draft meeting minutes for March 21st have been provided to the council members and also have been posted on the city website. Committee reports are on the alderman's desks. Resolutions. The first resolution tonight is appointing commissioners of deeds. Can I have a pen? Thank you. Can I have a introduction and a second, please? Priscilla? Tiffany? Second resolution is designating the Register Star as the city's official newspaper. Can I have an introduction and a second, please? Abdus, Alexis. Third resolution is requesting a bill proposal and formal home rule request for the adoption of residential parking permit system. May I have an introduction and a second? Priscilla, Mike. The next resolution is it's opposing the Pilgrim Pipeline Company's proposal to build a bi-directional pipeline in close proximity to the New York State Thruway that would transport crude oil and refined petroleum products between Albany, New York, and Linden, New Jersey. May I have an introduction in a second? Mike, Rick. The next resolution is establishing registration application fees for providers of short-term lodging. May I have an introduction and a second? Tiffany, Lauren. Okay, we have 2 resolutions on your desk. The first one is increasing by $20,000 the funds budget in 2017 for professional services in relation to the citywide real estate assessment project. And the second one is increasing by $12,500 from the fund budget in 2017 for professional service in relation to the real property assessment project. Heather, would you like to make a comment about?
I can. They're not my resolutions, actually. They were generated by Ken Dow, the city attorney, but I know what went into them.
Okay.
Last year, the assessor got some ballpark guidelines in terms of what the cost of a reassessment would be. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was supposed to be about $120,000, and it would be payable in 3 payments of 50, 50, and 20, give or take. As such, in the 2017 budget, $50,000 was put in for the first phase of that assessment. They went out with an official RFP, got 1 response back, which was GAR. The total amount of GAR's proposal was actually $140,000. Apparently, and I haven't seen this, so I'm going on what I was told by Ken Dow, they provided 2 different payment options. One would be $70,000 this year and $70,000 next year. The second payment option would be $62,500 this year, $62,500 in 18, $62,500 in 19, and an extra $2,500 as a finance/service fee. So for whatever reason, they decided to provide you with both of those alternatives. I signed one, which was the 70/70 one, because we have the ability to pay that, and I don't see any reason why we have to incur additional financing fees if we're not in the cash flow issue. But it's certainly up for your collective discussion.
Does anybody have any questions?
Heather, what's your advice on this for
Well, as
us?
I said, I signed the one that was 70/70, which is the increase in $20,000 this year. Just because I don't really see the point in extending the payments for 3 years if we're going to incur additional finance fees to do so. So that'd be my recommendation.
Thank you.
Yep.
So I would like to entertain an introduction and a second on whatever you would like to propose. The first or the second?
Is that the 20 or the 12,500?
I move that we introduce the $20,000 option on the advice of city treasurer, which will save the city some money.
Mike?
I second.
Thank you. And Rick? And in that same vein, we would be approving the agreement with GAR Associates LLC for professional services in relation to the citywide real property assessment project. May I have an introduction and a second? Alexis, Mike.
Question.
Yes.
GAR is the only one that responded,
That's what I was told, yes.
and they have historically done ours time after time after
They
time.
did one. I'm not sure there's been a history of them. Don Moore, whose hand is raised, was involved in the last assessment involving GAR, so he can explain further.
Dave did the last one.
Yeah, GAR did the last one. There were at that point, there were 3 applicants, bidders for the RFP. And I can't recall, former mayor may have a better idea of how long it had been prior to that before a formal reval had been done. I think there was one done 2008, something like that.
Mayors stay out of revals.
Right.
That's
That's why you had me do it.
I think it was 2008 also,
Yeah.
because I remember, increase?
We were briefly, I think, very, very highly of GAR. We were in the midst of chaos at the time that GAR was hired. There had been upwards of 550 grievances a year for a couple of years against property taxes. When they came in, they settled all that down at a time when, unlike the time we're in, there were hardly any home sales. It wasn't that long ago when there were very, very few home sales, and it was that much more difficult to come up with a fair way of providing a value around the city. And within a year, the assessments the grievances had gone down to maybe 30. It was, and I credit that to both the public exposure. They did a very good job of acquainting the public with what they were doing, and then they came up with a formula that was essentially fair. I think I think that it's the city of great service, and as I recall, for less money than what the current contract calls for.
But on a serious note, I agree with Don wholeheartedly. They were very professional, and they had quite a challenge in front of them. Obviously, less challenge than they will have now, and they did it in a very good way. And in fact, you didn't even know that GAR was around most of the time.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Council, questions? No. Comments? Public questions? Okay. That being said, may I have a motion to adjourn? And before that, if you've raised your hand tonight, please sign the papers. Excuse me?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, it did. So, motion by Mike and Rick, thank you. We're adjourned. Sign papers, please. Pass them around.
We on?
Yeah, this is better. All right.
I want to make sure everybody knows that there's a public meeting at the Senior Center on Wednesday, the 26th of April at 7 o'clock. It's to discuss the open space and natural resources inventory that the Conservation Advisory Council is conducting. Everybody's welcome. Our consultants will be there presenting some of their early research, and we also want to hear from people about your concerns about public space in the city. See you there.
Good. Much better.
Okay, thanks.